Live from beautiful Madison, Indiana, the House of Jane presents the House of Jane Songwriters Sessions.
We're going down to the House of Jane. That's what we're gonna do. Going down to the House of Jane. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
It's not about you, sweetie.
Thank you, dear. I love you too, honey. That was close.
Dodged a bullet. All right. This was a request that I had not planned to do tonight, and therefore feel a little rusty, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. This is for my dear friend Paul Kelly. He requested this song. My day gig, as some of you know, is a massage therapist, and I meet some amazing people getting to do what I do, and I get to be kind of a helper on people's path to healing, and that's the most beautiful aspect of what I do. And there's some weird stuff too, but yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, Greg's heard all those stories. But when I was in school, I had the privilege of putting my hands onto Paul's wife at the time, who was in hospice, and I got to be a comfort to her, I hope, in her final days. And this song came out of that. This is called The Thinning of the Veil. Today I walked to a beautiful place. I thought I would find darkness, but my steps I did retrace. And there I met a woman who no one will replace. She had a broken body with an angel's face. Her eyes were faded, but her love so strong. She spoke in wordless whisper of a journey hard and long. The pretty line she's drawn here, letting her go on. We are never really gone. The thinning of the veil, blurring of the lines, the fading of the rose that grows from time to time. The mark of a good woman is the love she leaves behind. The thinning of the veil is the bramble on the vine. The thinning of the veil, the blurring of lines. Pieces of patchwork tapestry, stitches in time, drawing lines in symmetry. Let the eyes of little children see, catch the image, tell her story, let it be. Tell her story, let it be. Outside the window, she could hear the children play. A smile and a tear, she knows she won't stay. 3 angels at her bedside, singing, I'll fly away. Some bright morning, I'll fly away. The thinning of the veil, the blurring of the lines, the fading of the rose that grows from time to time. The mark of a good woman is the love she leaves behind. The thinning of the veil, the blurring of the lines, the thinning of the veil is the bramble on the vine.
As songwriters, it's kind of fun to make up stuff. And this is a story that just kind of came out one morning, and it's a story of, it's not a happy story, unfortunately, which is weird because, you know, most songwriters that I know are pretty happy people, and we tend to write these incredibly depressing songs. And sorry.
I was
But,
at work that day too.
You were work that day. No, it didn't have anything to do with you. This is just a story that came out one day, and oddly enough, it was written on Valentine's Day, so apropos of nothing. But this is called Black Velvet Ribbon.
Slight hesitation just means you're alive. When the water looks friendly, take a deep breath and dive with the greatest of ease. She floats on the air with a black velvet ribbon tied in her hair. She knew there'd be monsters when she was a girl, but she never knew darkness could rule the whole world. So she paints her face, puts on her best show, her hair all tied pretty with a black velvet bow. Come on, come on, see them rise and fall. It's fun to see them fall. She came from the city his dusty old breeches, her ruby red gown. He wrote her letters, but hid them away. You've a pretty black ribbon, was all he could say. But all this wishing on stars from behind the bars won't make the bad dreams go away. And if the darkness in them met the lightness in you, would it make just a muddle of gray? I will reach out my hand, pull you forward to me, stand on your toes and then fly straight into the arms of your waiting one. We'll whisper quiet goodbye. We will whisper quiet goodbye. Salt water falls, leaves stains on the floor. No more than a letter pinned to the door. She left all her things and took to the air. Her black velvet ribbon fell out of her hair. Her black velvet ribbon fell out of her hair.
I'm gonna throw another new one at you, and not that I actually know what I'm doing up here, so you'd think I do this more often than I do. This is called Time for Flying. It's what you want, not what you need. Get you up, go plant a seed. Sometimes a flower grows from a stone. Sometimes a weed is being sown. It's a primrose path led me to this place, and a crooked road led me to disgrace. I take the next train out, but the tracks are gone. Guess I'll learn to love being on my own. Got city dreams in a crossroads town. Got things to do besides sit around, waiting for the day when it all makes sense. When the lights come up and the story ends, is when the fruits of all your labor only leave you with
10 years of dying. It's all in the thinking, all in the crying. Think it's time for flying. Think it's time for flying. It's a stone cold throw down a wishing well. When your golden road leads you straight to hell. When prying eyes give you cause to doubt, and you just get numb, try to live without. It's a fairy tale with a bitter end and a broken promise wouldn't bend. But it's a heavy hand where the lines are drawn, and a sideways glance when I'm moving on. And a sideways glance when I'm moving on. 'Cause when the fruits of all your labor only leave you with more need, and the love you thought would save you only leaves you in the weeds, and what feels like a lifetime is a sparrow and a stone. 10 years of living, 10 years of dying. It's all in the thinking, it's all in the crying. Think it's time for flying. Think it's time for flying. Think it's time for flying. Oh.
Okay, I think I have one more song for you tonight, and this is my happy song. I was going to do an angry song, but I decided not to. I'll do an angry song another time. As I said earlier, as songwriters, we tend to go to dark places. We tend to write kind of angsty stuff and irritable stuff, and sometimes that's how we process the world, and we just kind of have to get that stuff out sometimes. And I really liked what Britton said about music being natural medicine. If I take anything away from tonight, it's going to be that idea. I really like that. Music can change the world. Music has changed the world in the past and can again. And it's better than any pharmaceutical. It's better than anything that you can get out of a little bottle or from a doctor or out of any kind of a bottle, for that matter. And music can lift your spirits. It can make you feel. It can make you do a whole lot of things. It can make you fall in love and give you justification where you need it. But anyway, back on the unhappy songs. It's so easy to write the unhappy stuff, and one day I realized that I was mostly drawn to happier stuff. So what would happen if I were to try and write a happy song? And this is what happened, and it's not too bad. This is called Imagine That.
evening birds will sing their songs, sound so different from the morning ones. Make a wish now, make it slow. Don't tell me you have to go. I tried to fly with no feathers in my cap. Imagine that. Imagine that. Whisper words of simple things, movie love and dime store rings, coffee cups and campfire songs, where you feel like you belong. We'll take the long way and we might never come back. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that our road is easy. Imagine that our legs are strong. Imagine we will rise up singing. Imagine life is good and long. Good and long. Pure of heart and sweet of mind, so much better than the other kind. Fate will fall the way fate might, but I don't want to worry tonight. If we live easy, how will they all react? Imagine that. Imagine that. We'll take the long way and we might never come back. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that.